Imagine for a moment that you find yourself at the epicenter of a churning sea of humanity. You can hear laughter, lively conversations, and people exchanging impressions. However, despite the surrounding bustle, you are seized by an acute, pervasive feeling of absolute loneliness. You make attempts to establish contact, to enter into a dialogue, but you encounter an invisible, impenetrable wall, which seems impossible to overcome. How often have you experienced this distressing feeling? Have you felt isolated even in a room full of people? You're like a desert island. You may be wondering, what is wrong with me? Why do the simple things that come so easily to others, making friends, building strong relationships, seem impossible for you? But what if this feeling of loneliness is actually a sign of something more meaningful, something truly universal? What if your sense of isolation is not a curse, but rather a sign of sorts, a sign of a greater mission that many may not realize? It's not just a manifestation of introversion or shyness, it's more than that. It's a calling, a universal whisper that says it is inherent in man to strive for more. And sometimes this search pushes him on a path where few are able to keep him company. Perhaps the unique aura and depth of the spiritual world make him incomprehensible to others. But it is precisely this that suggests that exceptionalism, like a bright light, can be frightening, for it exposes truths that many prefer to hide. Today, we explore the phenomenon of loneliness that often accompanies the chosen few, perhaps people just like you. It is not a lack of love, but rather a need for solitude, where deep personal growth occurs and a connection to the universe is established. Your solitude is a time set aside for healing your soul and knowing yourself. It is a preparation for the great mission that lies ahead. So, if you have ever felt lonely, misunderstood, or an outsider among your loved ones, this article will help you understand the reasons for this state. Together, we will look at the 8 main factors that influence such solitude and how it shapes you in accordance with the universe's design. This path is your chance to become who you are meant to be, and in order to discover your true purpose, you must recognize and remove obstacles along the way. Let's start by looking at the first major problem: energy imbalance. People endowed with a special gift often find that their inner power attracts many people around them. This energy, like a beacon in the night, beckons to them like night butterflies to a flame. Unfortunately, not every person attracted by this light is able to resonate on the same frequency as the chosen one, which entails disharmony and exhaustion. Being surrounded by people whose vibrations do not match yours, you may constantly feel tired and tense. Close ones, be they family members, friends, or lovers, may unknowingly feed on your positive energy without offering an equal exchange in return. In such relationships, the chosen one most often acts as a donor, which inevitably leads to emotional burnout. This constant energy drain prevents deep and lasting connections from being made. The chosen one feels their strength drying up, and they are unable to reach their full potential and realize their visions. For these people, it is crucial to find someone who can not only receive, but also give energy in equal measure. The chosen ones seek a partner who is able to harmoniously distribute their own energy, which is certainly a difficult task. Such a companion should not only be delighted by their inner radiance, but also actively participate in maintaining the energy balance, providing support on a spiritual and emotional level. They prefer solitude over a relationship that is not conducive to their inner growth and well-being. This choice to be alone is often a conscious decision to maintain inner peace and mental harmony. In the process of searching for the perfect relationship, these individuals learn to set personal boundaries and develop a clear understanding of who they desire to be in their inner circle. They realize that truly quality relationships require reciprocity and a deep respect for their uniqueness and special energy needs. Only in this way can they create connections that not only support them, but also contribute to their personal growth and development. This kind of awareness allows them to avoid destructive relationships and seek true harmony and balance in their lives. They realize that loneliness is not a sign of weakness, but a valuable opportunity to. The desire for spiritual perfection and building personal energetic power is one of the key reasons why chosen individuals often face loneliness. Another important reason is the lack of support they so desperately need. The chosen, with spiritual and emotional insight unavailable to most, live in a world filled with wisdom and intuitive insights. This makes them unique, yet incomprehensible to those around them. They are able to inspire and support others, but when it comes to their own needs, things change dramatically. The chosen often have to rely on their own strength, doing deep inner work, as few people are able to offer them adequate support and understanding. Their unique abilities and perception of the world require a special, subtle approach and deep understanding that is so often lacking in their environment. This, in turn, creates a sense of isolation. Despite appearing successful and having a large circle of acquaintances, they may feel lonely because they are unable to receive the same depth of support that they themselves generously provide to others. Paradoxically, the more they help others, the more they feel their own need for support and understanding. They give more to the world than they receive in return. Their inner power and ability to ignite the hearts of others is often taken for granted, which only exacerbates their sense of alienation. Chosen ones are in dire need of support and true understanding. Over time, they learn to rely on their inner strength and begin to seek out other spiritually evolved people who can provide them with quality support. This search for like-minded people and spiritual allies helps them overcome their feelings of isolation and find peace of mind. The chosen ones come to realize that true support comes from those who can truly understand them on a deep level, sharing their values and vision of the world. During this search, the chosen ones develop their inner resilience and self-sufficiency. They realize that their path is unique and requires special understanding and support that only those who are also on a path of spiritual growth can offer. This helps them strengthen their connection with themselves and the universe, finding comfort and strength in their own inner wisdom. The third reason is as follows. Inner healing is an integral part of the path of the chosen ones, as their life experiences are often marked by deep wounds rooted in past and childhood traumas. These painful experiences create emotional barriers that prevent the formation of authentic and deep connections with others. Traumatic events that have left scars in the subconscious mind have a significant impact on their behavior and perception of the reality around them. In the process of spiritual transformation, the chosen ones are confronted with painful memories that require healing. Spiritual awakening often triggers a mechanism to activate old wounds that require close attention and work through. These memories may resurface suddenly, causing great emotional distress. Chosen ones need to accept this process as an integral part of their spiritual journey, recognizing that healing is essential to their continued growth and development. Periods of solitude provide them with opportunities for introspection, allowing them to transform painful wounds into wisdom and inner strength. In solitude, the chosen ones can delve into the depths of their emotions, exploring the causes of their inner blocks and working to overcome them. This time allows them to achieve liberation from the shackles of the past. Individuals need to immerse themselves in a deep process of introspection, shielded from distractions and outside pressures. This is a time when they can fully commit to inner healing and personal growth. This journey can be challenging and lonely, but it is an integral part of spiritual evolution. It is important to realize that healing is not just about getting rid of painful experiences, but also about transforming them into a source of inner strength and wisdom. By overcoming one's inner wounds, one becomes more resilient and aware, which in turn helps to build deeper and more meaningful relationships with others. Healing mental wounds also opens the door to greater emotional and spiritual freedom. Through this process, individuals learn to forgive themselves and others, letting go of the weight of past hurts. This allows them to view the world from a different angle, with a sense of deep understanding and compassion. A fourth important factor is having high standards. Individuals on the path of self-discovery have powerful energy and high vibrations, so their potential partners must meet this level in order for the relationship to be harmonious and balanced. People with a high vibrational frequency strive to ensure that their interactions with the world around them are filled with harmony and resonance. Their inner energy requires that both their loved ones and their surroundings vibrate at a similar frequency. This is not just a matter of preference, but an urgent necessity to maintain their inner balance and peace of mind. They cannot settle for superficial connections, seeking interaction with those who can share their spiritual and emotional depth. The chosen crave authentic, deep relationships in which each participant is able to understand and support the other at the deepest level. Superficial relationships are not only unsatisfying to them, but can cause feelings of dissatisfaction and frustration. Finding deep compatibility is a process that takes time and patience, because finding someone who shares their values and spiritual aspirations is not always easy. The chosen ones realize that quality relationships are built on mutual understanding, respect, and shared goals. During the waiting period, they focus on their own growth and development, preparing to meet those who will be like-minded on their life's journey. The chosen ones seek fulfilling and harmonious relationships, but are in no hurry to enter into them. They use this period of life as a time for deep introspection, personal growth, and strengthening their spiritual connection to the universe. This approach allows them to achieve greater awareness and prepare for future relationships with an open heart and a clear understanding of their needs. At this time, they actively work on themselves through various practices such as meditation, spiritual exercises, and deep self-knowledge. This helps them to better understand their own desires and determine what qualities their ideal partner should possess. In this way, they build a solid foundation for attracting someone into their lives who will align with their inner values. The chosen ones realize that in order to build a healthy and happy relationship, they must first achieve inner harmony. The high standards they set for themselves and their future partners help them avoid superficial and insincere connections. They realize that it is better to enjoy solitude than to waste time in unhappy or destructive relationships that may negatively affect their spiritual development. This approach allows them to preserve their inner energy and direct it toward positive and constructive goals. Finally, the fifth reason is their preparation for the great purpose the universe has in store for them. When they become chosen, they realize that their life has a special purpose and they must be prepared to fulfill it. Each person is called to find a higher purpose in life, which may be spiritual perfection, personal growth, or a meaningful mission. Preparation for this important purpose often requires periods of solitude, when the individual is shaping and honing his or her skills to realize his or her destiny. These periods of solitude are not accidental, but are intentional and necessary for inner growth. Solitude helps to strengthen the connection to the divine and to develop the necessary abilities. In these moments, a person can feel a special connection with the higher powers, receive spiritual revelations, and find answers to important questions of existence. Solitude allows one to focus on personal and spiritual development, prepare for a new stage of life, and gain emotional independence. The chosen ones realize that their solitude is not a punishment, but an opportunity for deep self-discovery and self-improvement. During this time, they can get to know themselves better, discover their talents, and strengthen their spiritual practices. These periods of solitude play a key role in building in the chosen ones the unwavering resilience and fortitude absolutely necessary for the successful fulfillment of their significant mission. Solitude opens up a unique space to develop new abilities and refine existing ones. This valuable time can be devoted to study, in-depth meditation, the study of sacred texts, and the application of other spiritual practices that help strengthen their mental and emotional foundation. The chosen ones can purposefully use this time to develop qualities that will later help them more effectively fulfill their mission and serve others. In addition, retreats foster the acquisition of emotional independence. The chosen learn to be self-sufficient and find an inner harmony that is independent of external factors. This ability allows them to remain strong and confident regardless of the difficulties they encounter along the way. Preparing to fulfill a great purpose also involves a deep understanding and acceptance of one's role in the world. The chosen ones realize that they have an important mission to accomplish, and they are willing to accept that responsibility with full commitment. They realize that their way. Despite all the difficulties, they are determined to move forward, realizing that every effort they make brings them closer to the realization of their destiny. The sixth reason for their detachment is the deep emotional wounds left in the past. The traumas and emotional suffering they have experienced have left indelible marks in their hearts. These scars may be the aftermath of painful love affairs, family strife, or difficult life experiences that have deeply wounded their souls. Such wounds can create distrust in those around them and cause them to defend themselves against new disappointments. The process of healing from these mental traumas is long and challenging, requiring a lot of time and effort. Emotional shocks do not disappear without a trace and can again make themselves known, requiring attention and work on themselves. Solitude provides space for introspection and spiritual growth, but at the same time it is a period when they are most vulnerable. Chosen ones often find themselves in a situation where they need to do deep inner work to face their fears and pain. During this period, they learn to accept their wounds. Transforming past difficulties into a source of inner strength becomes an important step on the path to a fulfilling relationship. Getting rid of the emotional wounds of the past is a prerequisite for attracting a partner who can appreciate the depth of feelings and emotional maturity. Without going through this important process, a relationship can remain on a superficial level, failing to fulfill the need for a deep emotional connection. Recognizing this, the chosen ones realize that healing is not a quick fix, but a long journey to achieving inner harmony. They come to realize that in order to build healthy and strong relationships, they must first heal their own emotional wounds. This process involves forgiving resentments, letting go of the burdens of the past, and accepting themselves with all their strengths and weaknesses. It is during periods of solitude that they find the inner strength and wisdom that help them overcome life's obstacles and find ways to heal. Despite possible difficulties along the way, this time becomes a period of deep self-discovery and personal growth. The chosen ones learn to trust their own intuition and inner strength, which ultimately helps them attract people into their lives who can truly understand and support them. The seventh reason lies in the depth of their soul, a wisdom and understanding that can be awe-inspiring to those who have not yet reached a similar level of awareness. Their insight to look behind the facade of appearances and comprehend the true motives of those around them makes them not only unique, but sometimes intimidating to others. These personalities have the ability to see what is hidden from the ordinary eye and to sense energies not perceived by most. With this ability to penetrate the core of things and understand hidden intentions, they can make others feel defenseless. Many people prefer to hide their true feelings and thoughts, and so people with this deep perception and intuition can cause them to feel vulnerable. This makes it difficult to make meaningful connections and fulfill their emotional and spiritual needs. They cannot settle for superficial conversations and empty interactions. They need relationships where they can openly share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences, confident that they will be understood and accepted for who they are. Chosen individuals have a unique mind. Their unquenchable thirst for truth and desire to comprehend the depths of existence sometimes seem excessive to others. Many people do not tend to plunge into such deep reflections and discussions. They prefer to stay in the comfort zone, where everything seems more simple and understandable. This often leads to alienation of the chosen ones, as it is difficult for them to find like-minded people who can share their level of perception and desire for truth. The depth of their inner world makes their life journey special and challenging. They often face misunderstanding and even opposition from society, which can create feelings of loneliness and isolation. However, it is this depth that allows them to reach the heights of spiritual development and self-discovery. It is crucial for the chosen ones to find people with a similar worldview, capable of deep understanding, in order to build meaningful and supportive relationships. Such relationships not only fulfill their emotional and spiritual needs, but also give them a much-needed sense of acceptance and understanding. The eighth reason is the difficulty of accepting their uniqueness. Individuality, that unique trait inherent in each person, sometimes becomes a source of deep inner contradictions. The chosen ones, those who stand out from the masses, often face the difficult task of accepting their uniqueness. This exclusivity is manifested in everything, in their thoughts, actions, in the very perception of the surrounding reality. This peculiarity, paradoxically, can give rise to feelings of alienation and loneliness. In a society where there are generally accepted norms and standards of behavior, to be different from everyone else is not an easy task, and it is not always welcomed by others. It takes a lot of inner strength and unwavering confidence to accept yourself as you are. The chosen ones often experience inner turmoil, torn between the natural desire to be part of society and the desire to remain true to their true nature. This inner tension often leads to a period of deep introspection and doubt, where loneliness becomes their constant companion. Modern society, unfortunately, is often prone to conformity, and those who dare to go beyond the established patterns often face misunderstanding and sometimes rejection. However, it is this otherness, this individuality, that makes them truly special, endowing them with the ability to make their unique and invaluable contribution to the world. Loneliness, therefore, can result from this inner conflict between the desire to be accepted and to preserve one's uniqueness. In the quest to maintain their authenticity, individuals are faced with the need to find like-minded people, which becomes an important factor in overcoming feelings of isolation and strengthening their belief in their own worth. Finding people who share their worldview and values can make their life journey much easier. These like-minded people form a supportive community where everyone can express their individuality without fear of being judged. Embracing one's uniqueness requires deep self-knowledge and the development of inner strength. The chosen ones learn to see their uniqueness not as a burden, but as a valuable gift that they can use to realize their goals and purpose. This allows them to remain committed to their mission and find fulfillment in their special role. Loneliness and isolation often accompany the lives of the chosen ones, but it is in these moments that they find strength and wisdom. Loneliness does not appear as a burden, but as an opportunity for deep introspection and spiritual development. It is a time when the chosen ones can fully immerse themselves in reflection. One must immerse oneself in one's own reflection in order to realize one's uniqueness and accept the mission entrusted to one. Every trial, every difficulty encountered on the path of the elect is a stepping stone to their great destiny. They learn to recognize glimmers of hope even in the darkest periods and draw inner strength. Their road is not easy, but it is filled with deep meaning and purpose beyond self-interest, and for the good of all. It should be remembered that solitude is not a manifestation of weakness, but a source of power. It is a time to become the best version of yourself and prepare for the great things to come. There is no need to be afraid of your uniqueness, no need to be afraid to follow your own path. Each of us is here with a special mission, and the universe supports us every step of the way. We need to embrace our uniqueness, appreciate moments of solitude, and use this time for personal growth and self-discovery. Let the inner light lead to truth and harmony. Man is not alone. His solitude is only temporary, and amazing discoveries and meaningful interconnections are ahead of him. It is important to keep moving along his path, to believe in his strength and realize that he has been chosen for great achievements. The path of every person striving for a great goal should be illuminated with the light of hope and filled with deep meaning. Let every step on this path be meaningful, and every action bring us closer to the cherished dream. It is important that the pursuit of the goal was not a blind impulse, but was based on a clear understanding of the values and principles that guide the movement forward. This approach will not only allow you to achieve what you want, but will also enrich your life, filling it with true confidence.